What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Stars and Garters. I'm Wyatt Pettiette. I don't know what's going on over here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what this situation is, but, you know. I'm really not sure what's going on over here. But, anyway, today is Top 10 Tuesday, and whipped up a little something for you guys. I'm going to give my top 10 personal favorite video game characters of all time. Dude, stop. And, yeah. It's just, okay, listen up. This is my personal favorite. You're gonna see some characters that maybe are not as recognizable, and you're gonna see maybe some characters are missing, you think, that should have been on there. Especially one stupid fat lard, that is not gonna be on this list. But I will give a list of characters I acknowledge are iconic. I just don't think they're good characters. I don't like them. So, but yeah, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna get into it. So, alright, going from number 10, starting right off at number 10, as my cat tries to eat my door, we have the straight line piece from Tetris. Okay, obviously this is number 10 because it's not technically a character, but it's still, like, I feel like it deserves a spot, like, because none of the other pieces in Tetris are, like, that great, you know? They just give more lines and stuff, but when you see that straight line, that straight blue line, just come down. Oh, it's so good. And you get a Tetris, and it's just like, yes. And you need that straight line piece. Like, if you don't get it in time, you lose. The straight line piece is definitely the best piece in Tetris. In Tetris, please don't do that. It's gonna sound really bad on the thing. It's, yeah, if they were technically characters, the straight line piece is GOAT, and I think it deserves recognition as an invaluable and iconic and incredibly important.
I was trying to be an unknown source, guys.
Video game.
It looked horrible, man. And I can't breathe, so.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
I tried to make it fun, guys.
Okay. Straight line piece from Tetris, though. What do you think?
Good job.
Yeah?
Fan of it.
Yeah.
I like the straight line piece and square.
I don't like the square.
The Z, not fan of
No, Z's terrible.
Or S. Whichever way you put it.
Okay. Moving right on. This is an interesting pick. So, I tried to keep it. Oh my goodness, she's really trying to destroy that door. I tried to keep it to where it was like only characters who came from video games, but this was kind of a special case. See, because at number 9 I have Harley Quinn, but from Injustice 2 specifically.
You know, being good feels good. But every now and again, every once in a while, I get this irresistible urge to go out and bash some heads! Hopefully being good'll stick long term. Till I'm sure my kid Lucy's still gonna know me as her crazy Aunt Holleen. Maybe someday I can give her the real scoop.
So the reason that I did this is because I really like Harley Quinn as a character any time, but usually they do something real weird with her, and it doesn't really, it's kind of, I'm just like not into it, you know, and it's just a little much or whatever. Like, I tried to look for some comics with her in it, and they're all just weird, and they just do her really weird. However, Injustice 2 is, like, the first time I've seen her be a really cool, like, anti-hero. Like, she's crazy, but she's also, like, trying to be good, and she's really confident, and she's just, her personality was very on display, and it felt very right for her, and everything made sense, and the story was, like, all good and stuff, so she got a chance to be a cool anti-hero person, and, yeah, she was just... that is the best characterization of Harley Quinn I have ever seen, personally.
Okay, so I don't agree with that, because I don't think you should put her on there because she's not a video game character.
But it's for me. It's a special circumstance.
Guys, I'm tired for some reason, so I'm not gonna do so long with.
Okay.
I'm gonna fall asleep now.
So yeah, I think it's just the best I've ever seen Harley Quinn done, and this is the kind of Harley Quinn I want to see in other stuff, like the comics and things. Like, just everything was so good. And as far as like gameplay goes, she is definitely one of my favorites as well because she has a lot of. She's very fast, but she also.
You explain what Injustice 2 is, because they might not know.
It's a fighting game with.
It's like Mortal Kombat, but not bloody.
It is bloody, but it's not nearly as bloody as Mortal Kombat.
Basically, Batman, Mortal Kombat. DC, actually, but
Harley Quinn is one of my favorite moves in the game, and it makes me feel so good when I do it. Is when you hit them with the bat, and then you smack their head with the bat twice. It's a lot of buttons, but it's fun.
I'm not gonna contribute much to this episode.
That's fine. Just stop saying that. Okay. So, moving. Number 8. This one is an interesting pick. It's like, he's a cool character. I wish I knew more about him, but as far as his game goes, he's like probably the most iconic and recognizable. Maybe his dad, but probably him. Because at number 8 from the Tekken series, I have Jin Kazama. Yes. So,
Japanese.
Yes, Japanese name. So the reason I put him here is because he's just like one of those. He's very recognizable. Like,
Who's
and
his daddy?
Kazuya.
Who's that? Kazuya?
Dragon. Not Dragon. Demon dude who got into Smash.
Heihachi?
Yes.
Oh.
It's so complicated. But Jin is like
weird, man.
Yeah, the story's crazy, but Jin is definitely, I think, the coolest character. I like Asuka, but she's not as like.
I think they put Lucky Chloe
because she's actually terrible as a person, but she plays so well that I play her. But yeah,
you
Jin.
should put Panda.
Okay, I'm okay.
She's dying, guys.
I'm okay.
She has a disease where she sneezed her brains out.
But yeah, Jin is definitely the coolest character of the bunch. He has a very distinct personality, and I like it. He's pretty emo, I guess. He's just like, he's an interesting character because he's not really an anti-hero. He's a good guy. He's just kind of, emo and salty and all the time.
But it's Panda, but he's the best.
No, Panda's a girl.
Whatever. She's a panda. It doesn't matter.
I mean, okay. But yeah, Jin his story is definitely interesting as well because he's like the only one who has that devil gene and doesn't try to use it for evil. So,
he's a good boy.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's just emo.
Panda is amazing.
And and so he has the whole thing of dynamic where he has to fight his dad and has to do all that kind of thing. So he's just really interesting.
Does he have to fight his grandpa?
Probably.
His granddaddy?
His grandpa, it's more like the dad and son kind of thing. He is not a fan of his grandpa, but usually it's the dad and the son are fighting with these people.
Okay. Number 7.
No.
Are we still talking about it?
Just let me talk, man. But yeah, mainly he's on here because he's the most, I think, he's like the main kind of face of the series besides Kazuya and Heihachi, and Heihachi's dead anyway. And out of those 3, like most, okay, this is Tekken. These people are from Tekken, and you would know that probably. Is Jin has the most interesting personality, and he's a good boy as well. So I like him the most. So yeah, good stuff. All right,
Number 7.
Nombre Savone.
I do not agree with this list, by the way. This is hers.
Yes, I said that already.
You did.
I don't care if you agree. If you don't think these characters deserve to be on the list, why don't you cry about it?
Okay.
But yeah. So, number 7. Okay, this is okay. So, fun fact: I haven't actually played a game that she's in, but I've seen a lot of gameplay of her, and I know a lot about her because I have done my obsessive research thing that I do about everything that I like. So I'm not even gonna attempt her last name right now. But number 7 is I can't even say her first name, but I'm gonna just go with Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII.
He was? Nice going, Yuffie. Call the guy a creep, why don't ya? You big moron. Dum, 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 dum.
So, she is in the most recent Final Fantasy VII. She's in Rebirth.
Well, you
But
haven't even played it. It came out like a month ago.
I know. She's in Rebirth as a playable character, but before that, she did get a little spin-off. I can't remember what it was called. It's like yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but she got a little kind of spin-off game to just kind of introduce her. And then of course she was in the original Final Fantasy, and so she basically her thing is she's pretty young. She's a Wutai ninja, and Wutai is the group that's very against Shinra. And Shinra is the main bad guy of the thing. So she's like a Wutai ninja, and she's just that's her thing. Is she's against the Shinra, and she goes along. But the main appeal of her as a character is she has probably the most fun personality of her group, because she's got like Cloud, who's kind of dark, or like he's kind of like brooding but also kind of awkward and also kind of arrogant and a lot of things. And you've got Tifa, who seems to be kind of a boss, but then she's also very shy and weak.
And then you got Jessie.
And then you've got, well, Jessie doesn't really matter. You got like Barret, super tough, super swole, black Mega Man, and then you got
Cloud.
I said Cloud already.
Yes, you did.
And then you got Aerith, who is the worst human and needs to die always. And then you have like but out of all these kind of brooding and like not always, kind of more negative emotion characters, Yuffie is very spunky and very like bright and fun, and she's kind of like a bratty half pint kind of thing, but in a really fun way. She's kind of like Vanellope von Schweetz kind of vibe going on, but she's very energetic and she's a fun chick, and she's little, and she has the young character energy, which I always like to see. She's definitely the youngest. She's like still a teenager. And I know she does have some sadness in the backstory, but she's like the only one that is not like
this cloak back on, guys.
Is not like showing that in her personality all the time. Like she's not always angsty like everyone else. She's just fun and very spunky. And yes. I like
what
what is yes?
I was agreeing with you, even though I know nothing about her.
But yeah, I'm really excited. She is one of the like most things I'm looking forward to in FF7 Rebirth, because like I actually get to play as her and like see a lot more about her and learn about this chick and see her in action, because her personality is incredibly appealing, and she's the only one who does not have a buttload of angst on the squad. Yeah. So she's a standout personality there, and I've heard that her gameplay, especially in Rebirth, is really good. I mean, I've also heard that it's not great, but I've heard from one person that said she was the best member of the party. But you can literally hear anything you want to hear on the internet, so maybe I shouldn't have brought that up. But she's really cool. I like her. She's adorable.
Number what? I don't know what number this is.
Six. Okay. number 6, I haven't played this person's main game either, but I have played as them. And I just, again, since I haven't played as them as the game, the main appeal is, their character, who they are as a character, which is what this list is about. It's characters. And yeah. Number 6 is Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening, I believe.
She just plays her in Smash, man.
Yeah, that's my main in Smash, and she's great in Smash. But we're not talking about that. I prefer the she, but they. Whatever.
That sounds wrong.
I know. But yeah. So the main appeal, again, like Yuffie, since I haven't played their game and seen everything about them, I've just done my extensive research, and I know more about them than I probably should with having not played their game. But I do, I get really into stuff, guys, and I look up a lot of things. But Robin is a really cool character type. She fits that type. She's like, she's just kind of the bookish type. She's like that type that's really smart and very intelligent, but not in a nerdy way, in like the coolest way possible. Magic. Well,
zap zap.
She's like, it's like the coolest way she could possibly be nerdy. You know what I mean? It's like just intelligent while also being very confident and not like nerdy or shy or any of the other things. She's just cool about being smart. And that's just like her whole character type is very fun because of that. And her, like, she has a relationship with Crom, and that's fun. I think it's like kind of a father-daughter situation, or more like a older brother, younger sister kind of thing, since Lucina is actually his daughter. Spoilers. But yeah, she's really interesting. Well, not as like interesting. It's just I like that kind of character, and she is that kind of character. Okay. And she's also really recognizable, I think. Not obviously like Lucina and Crom even probably are going to be more so, but I think people know who Robin is mostly because
I know who Robin is.
But still, I think she has a decent amount of recognizability. The next character on my list probably does not, but they are an absolute GOAT character in their game, which is not that hard considering there's like 2 characters in this game, but still absolute GOAT. So at number 5, we have B12 from Stray. B12 is the robot that guides the cat from Stray along in his adventures and basically tells you what to do and stuff. And obviously, so I was thinking about putting the cat from Stray on this list, but honestly, when I thought about it, like obviously the cat is adorable and is very a cat, but B12 is definitely a better character in my opinion because of the story that B12 gets, and it's so sad. But basically, B12 is this robot, and he's in the world of Strays, like an apocalyptic world where only robots exist and all the humans are dead.
Used to be human.
Dude.
Yeah.
All of the humans are dead, and so he's like, B12 is this robot AI kind of dude, and he has like a fuzzy memory, and he's trying to like collect memories because he remembers something about the past of humanity, and he can't tell what. And so while you're trying to get the cat out of the slums, you're also figuring out what B12's backstory is, and you figure out that it turns out he was a human who had downloaded his like consciousness into this AI. So when all the humans died, he got to live on as this robot, but he, has no friends or family anymore because they all died. And so he is really, really sad. And basically, like, their whole thing is they are, like, freeing the robot people from these oppressive, like, there's, like, these robots who have gotten kind of, like, overlord things, and, like, freeing them from that stuff so that the robots can have a life. And B12 plans to, after they free everybody and leads the cat back out of the slums, he's gonna have, like, this new kind of life deal. But at the end of Stray, spoilers, it turns out that what they have to do to free the robots is going to have B12 sacrifice himself, and it's very sad. And then yeah. Yep. But he's a goat. I loved him, and he was just great. Very deep and crazy, like, well thought out character, and very meaningful, and just all of the things. It's so sad. I was so sad. Like, the cat curls up next to him and, like, goes to sleep after he dies, and I was like, can we just stay here forever? Maybe he'll come back to life. But it's not the way the world works. But yeah, B12 is an excellent character, and if you haven't played Stray, go check it out. You'll love him. He's amazing. R.I.P., bro. You will be missed. Okay. So, at number 4, we have a little bit of a mix of she's actually a cool character, nostalgia, and recognizability that gave her such a high spot. I've liked her for a really long time. A lot of these characters are very recent. I have gotten into them, but I've liked this character for a long time because I've been playing Street Fighter forever because Dad played Street Fighter, and then I was like, okay, I'll play for Street Fighter, and this girl was my go-to. Number 4, we have Sakura from Street Fighter. She's
Girl Ryu.
She's Girl Ryu. Yes, she is literally Girl Ryu. In appearance, in personality, very different, but in appearance, you would be like Girl Ryu, and you would not be wrong.
Punches Hadouken, isn't it?
Yes, and she has a lot of the same moves as Ryu, but personality is not like Ryu at all.
Ryu should be on this list.
I don't like Ryu though. Like, Ryu's too moody and
fun.
fucking. But yeah, so Sakura's whole thing is that she wants to be like Ryu because she loves street fighting and she thinks he's the best, so she wants to be like him. And so she has another one of those very, like, spunky, like, plucky girl personalities where and she's very excitable and she's, like, clumsy and stuff, but she's also very good at what she does. She's incredibly similar to Yuffie, but I have a lot more history with Sakura because whenever I would
actually played her.
Whenever I would, like, play Street Fighter with my that scared me. That was my phone, sorry. Whenever I would, like, play Street Fighter, I was the most attracted, like, to her as a character. I was like, she looks cool, and then now,
she's just a girl Ryu.
And now that I know, like, more about her and know how cool of a personality she has, I like her even more. But it was originally just like I would always be her. So she has a lot of background, a lot of nostalgia coming into it. And I can actually do some moves with her. She has some of the easier moves because she has Ryu's, like, a lot of Ryu's moves, and they're just, like, classic Street Fighter moves. So it's like the big appeal of her is that I get to learn some classic Street Fighter moves without having to play grumpy man who is bleh. And I get to play a fun little girl who's excited about street fighting. But yeah, that one. I was sad to say that she wasn't in Street Fighter 6 because now I like Tekken a lot more than Street Fighter because the combos I've said in my top 5 video games, the combos are just a lot easier for me. And there's more characters that I like than in Street Fighter. But I played Street Fighter 6 once. I've only played it once, but even I could tell it was a really great game. Like, it was definitely solid. And I was sad to see that Sakura wasn't in there because I would want to play her in a great game. But, you know, there will be others and she'll be back. Maybe they'll, like, totally rewrite their character or something, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
I don't even know I'm here. I've spoken like 10 words.
That's fine. You're here for your presence, I guess. Okay. Oh, about to get controversial up in here. So we're at the podium, and this man, you might want to say, he doesn't deserve a podium spot. Give that to his brother. But his brother's a fat lard, and he's terrible, and this brother is amazing, and he's actually a decent human being, or whatever he is, because we're still not clear on that. Yeah. From number 3, I have Mr. Green Mario. I have Luigi.
I got it. Ho-ho! Yes! What? Whoa! Mario? Oh. Luigi, you saved Mario. I did it. Way to go. Number 1.
At number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Not Mario, because Mario
Mario
stinks.
should at least have an honorable
I hate
mention,
him.
But you don't give it to him. Mario
Luigi
is 1980.
is a sweet, caring guy who genuinely wants to save his friends. What does Mario do in his adventures? Gets all the money, slaughters innocent creatures, and eats cake with his princess. Or, well, she eats the most cake, but he probably has some too. What does Luigi do in these games? He fights back against evil beings to save his friends, and he has to do it all by himself. All by himself. There's no 2-player Luigi's Mansion, is there?
There is, but you play as Gooey Luigi.
So it's just Luigi and another Luigi. There's no other characters
Luigi.
helping. Yeah. There's no characters helping Luigi out in Luigi's Mansion. It's all him. Mario gets all his buddies to come up and steal money and slaughter creatures.
Well, isn't Luigi one of his buddies that steals money and slaughters creatures?
Yes, because he has to go on with what Mario says, because everyone's like, oh my goodness, Mario, yay! And he has really no choice. And Mario's kind of a jerk, but Luigi just genuinely wants to do the right thing, and he deserves so much more respect than he gets. Just everyone needs to just look, just shut up about Mario. He's a terrible person. And look at Luigi, look at the overshadowed brother, and ignore that fat lard, and just look at him, and look at how amazing he is. Mario stinks. He's terrible. Luigi is a genuinely good guy. He's just a classic Boy Scout, and he just wants to help people. And I like him and Daisy together because they're both good people, but their personalities are very opposite, and so they would.
They're actually, well, yeah.
They would work.
Daisy actually does stuff, and Luigi is scared.
Luigi's scared, but he still does stuff. That's another great thing about him. He overcomes his fears. And yeah, and him and Daisy should be together because they would work well together with their differences, and just he's a much better person.
Number 2.
And I like his games better. I like his games better than Mario games.
No, you didn't like any.
I'm just not really good at Mario. Like, honestly, it's really weird and I don't like it, but I'm just not good at Mario. But I was much better at Luigi's Mansion.
That's a whole different gameplay.
Yes, I know. That's why I was better at it. Yeah. So, moving on for numero dos. This is one that most of you are not gonna know about, similar to B12, but so much better than B12. I love this dude. He is absolutely he's absolutely an amazing person, and just one of the most easy to root for characters I have ever seen in a game ever. So, at number 2, we have from the game Fire Emblem Three Houses, we have Mr. Claude Von Regan.
Well, I have no choice but to join in this vicious cycle of charity. Here, I'll lend you a hand.
All of this stuff is pretty heavy. Are you sure you can handle it?
You insult me. And no, I can't.
Bye. You could leave. I don't care. Cry about it.
I'm
I don't care.
done with this podcast.
Good. Okay. So, Claude Von Regan. If you do not know who he is the leader. So in Three Houses, there's 3 houses. And you can choose between the Golden Deer, the Blue Lions, or the Black Eagles. Claude Von Regan is the leader of the Golden Deer, and I very nearly said deers there, but I didn't, so gold star to me. But he's the leader of the Golden Deer, and he's like a very laid back, he's chill, he's very funny, he's witty, he's just fun to be around, but he's also very intelligent and very hardworking and very charismatic, and he just wants to solve all of the problems. And by the end of the Golden Deer route, he ends racism. Don't quote me on that, or don't, I probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway, he like solves all the problems, and the Golden Deer route is basically the only ending that is happy in the out of the routes. It's like he has the happiest ending for sure. Because okay, hi, you didn't even close the door.
Yeah, I didn't.
Please close the door.
Fine.
So, yeah, his personality is very many things, and they're all great, and they all make him super fun. He is he's like a Ravenclaw, but with Slytherin vibes, because he's super smart. He's kind of weird.
We're still talking about him.
He's kind of weird, but he's like super funny and witty, but he's also incredibly charismatic, and he's a schemer. He likes schemes, and he's just a genuinely awesome dude. Like, he has no ulterior motives. He just wants to have a good time, and he wants to make everybody else have a good time, and he wants to end racism.
I will say Claude is like one of the only ones that, like, from out of three people that has an actual personality.
Okay, that's not true at all.
Like, nah.
That's not true at all. Everyone in that game has a very distinct personality.
Dimitri's just like, I'm gonna kill everybody. That's it.
No, he gets a whole arc, but
I know nothing about this game.
Claude doesn't have to go through all of that stuff because he just remains a good guy. Even after the 5-year skip, it's like Dimitri and Edelgard both have some pretty crazy transformations in that 5-year skip. Claude, you just wake up and he's still Claude. He does have sideburns, and I don't like them, but he's like, immediately, the first thing he says to you, you're like, yeah, that's still Claude there. And he remains Claude, and he's great. Claude, love that guy. He's great.
Now for numero uno.
No, I'm going to do, so this is not really an honorable mention section.
It should.
It's more like, because I don't like these characters, but these are characters, I'm going to, like, say some characters that I recognize how iconic they are, but I'm going to tell you why I don't like them, and I didn't put them on my list. So, let's first of all bring up, like, Link. Yeah, let's start with Link. First of all, I've never played a Zelda game. I don't really want to. They look long.
Compared to Fire Emblem,
but they look slow, and they look boring. To me, personally.
I mean, I've never played it.
I'm just not interested.
It's a good game.
I'm just not interested
Check it
at all.
out if you haven't already.
It does not look like anything I would be interested in at all. So, but what I've seen, I don't like his hair. I don't like his voice.
He's not on this list because I don't like his hair.
That's not the only reason. Don't like his hair. Don't like his voice. I don't like the way he screams like a little girl. Talking about his voice, he just screams like a little girl when he hits something. He has a disgusting mullet, and he has no personality because he doesn't speak. So how am I supposed to put him on a characters list if he's not really that much of a character?
You put the block from Tetris on this
because
list.
The block from Tetris is GOAT. Link.
But he's not. But it doesn't have a personality. It's a block.
Its personality is being awesome. Awesome.
Okay. Next honorable mention. Oh.
I guess I should go ahead and. Yes. Oh my goodness, the cats are going at it, fighting. Yeah, I guess I should bring up Sonic because I don't think a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people genuinely like Sonic. But
there's a whole Sonic fan
base.
Like
besides those really weirdos who like to write the fan fiction.
No, not by fan fiction, just like generally.
Yes, I know.
Sonic.
I'm just saying.
You don't know anything about the Sonic people.
Okay.
It's insane.
But I'm just saying, I don't think he's one of the more, like, actual, like, his personality. Maybe he is, I don't know. I don't play Sonic either.
You would love Sonic.
And that's one of the reasons he's not on my list, is because I don't play the games. But also,
The games are not.
he seems like kind of a hot shot, which I'm not opposed to, but he's also like a hedgehog, and he's not quite intriguing enough for me to put him on here. Like, he's not one, there's like some of these I haven't played the game, but I put them on here because they have that strong of personality. He just is not.
Sonic has a super strong personality. You just never.
I'm just not
take
familiar.
the time to.
Because I'm not interested. He's not interesting to me.
His games have not been so well, but.
Been so well,
yes.
And then let's talk about Mario, because everyone wants to put him on their top 10 game characters list. No, they shouldn't. Yeah. He's a fat lord, and he's stupid.
You're fat shame again?
No.
He's a fat hero. You should have put him on the.
No, he's not a hero. He's a murderer. And all Bowser wants is love.
Murdered those ghosts.
Those ghosts were already dead. You can't murder something that's already dead.
You killed them
Wrecked.
Again.
No, they don't. They're not dead. He just sucks them up. He's like a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
Boom. Wrecked. Okay, so Mario is a thief, a murderer, and I don't know what the word for this is, but like, what does Bowser want? He just wants love. Is he a little aggressive with his love? Yes. But Mario's never like, hey, you can't do this. Mario's just like, okay, I'll go murder all of your animals and steal all your money and then throw you in a pit of lava. That's Mario's way of doing things. That's the kind of person he is. So, yeah, I don't see a good reason to put him on this list. Yes, he's very recognizable, and I am...
Let's also talk about Steve.
Should we talk about Steve? Yeah,
Steve is a cube, and he does not have personality.
Yes, Steve is very similar to Link in the way that he's just not like, very much a person.
You're the character that Steve is. Like, yes. He's not like an actual like guy who has personality. If you whatever you play him, word this for me. However you play Minecraft, that's who Steve is. You are Steve, but I don't care about Minecraft.
Yeah, I don't like Minecraft either. Does, so. And I feel like,
I mean, I'm not against
I don't know. People might still put him on the list, but he's not on my list. Those four are specifically what I was thinking, like the most kind of, those are really iconic characters, but I don't think they're good characters, and I don't like them.
I'm trying to think of someone else maybe we should put on there. On the honorable
This isn't like
classics.
Okay, we're done. We're gonna move on to number one. Dishonored classics. Wrecked. Okay, so we're gonna go on. We're gonna go on to number one. This one actually is pretty much a classic, but he was redone in a way that I would have probably liked. I probably like him a lot more than I would if I played the original. He's a classic guy, and people know him, and people acknowledge how cool of a character he is because he's cool. Number one is a Mr. Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, he's just like, the recognizable factor is definitely playing in, but also just like his character is very interesting and cool. It's like, his character is, I thought when I first started playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, that like he looks like the kind of guy who's gonna be kind of like a stoic, like hardcore merc kind of guy, and he kind of is, but he's also like, he's more human than those archetypes, whatever. Those types tend to be. He's like, he seems more human, you know. He has, like, he's kind of awkward. He trips over words, and he like has friends and all of these things. And he's just very. He's like, he's a guy, but he's also, you know, got some layers. You know. He's just, and he's a cloud. He's a cloud. I feel like his personality is a lot better than it was in the original. First of all, because he actually gets to speak words, and the performance is very good by that guy, Cody something? Cody Christian?
He doesn't have paintbrush hands anymore.
Right? He has whole hands now. He can carry around that big old Buster sword.
I don't know anything about Cloud, but he's fine.
Yeah.
If I had him on a list, it'd probably be 10, but...
A classic. And he's a very, not necessarily likable, but just more like you can get invested in his character.
I think the main reason is that he's got the big old sword, and that's fine.
The sword is great. I do love his sword. And the fact that he can hold it, pretty impressive.
Why is his, like, thick, but Sephiroth's is, like, long? That's weird, man. Why have a normal sword for once?
Well, maybe they should both have big, thick swords.
Hey, man, why don't you just use guns? I mean, it's future.
There is one person that uses guns.
But that's...
Barrett no, and see? Swords Cloud. Cloud's sword is big enough to block the bullets. Because it's stinking huge.
It's bigger than him. What you doing there, Snowflake?
No, the big cat is destroying my door. Okay, but yeah. I'm gonna end that there.
Thank you for watching.
No.
Tell your friends.
Don't what?
I don't know. I don't know how that.
Huh?
What?
Huh?
That's fine.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
We gotta make this 40 minutes exactly.
No, we're not gonna do that. Okay, share this with your friends. Definitely tell us who your favorite character is, video game character, and why. Just say who it is. Say why. I care about your opinion.
And not just don't say.
What? Okay. And yeah, follow. Make sure you follow. Tell your friends to follow. And I thank you for tuning in. Have a good day and peace.